Well, hi everyone. Carrie Scroggins, owner of KDS Insurance Services down in the Houston area. And I'm coming in tonight to do a really important message. Um, and I think it needs to be done today based upon some things that have transpired in our Texas marketplace today, insurance marketplace. Today there was two very stable, long-time Texas carriers that announced they were no longer doing any new business. Same thing happened a year ago with the oldest insurance company in the state of Texas, Germania. Germania hasn't been accepting new business now for over a year, almost a year, not over a year. And so two more carriers followed suit today. And there has been many since last summer. I can tell you in my agency alone, my carrier volume has dropped by 70%. So I only have 30% of the carriers I had 2 years ago today. And that drastically hurts my ability to find my clients new rates. Because the average client today in the state of Texas on their auto and their home is getting anywhere from 40 to 75% rate increases. And this is not because of claims that you've had. This is just rate changes. This is just carriers going to the state and saying, we are not making enough money. We need to change our rate. Here's what we can show you to prove it. And the state approves it. And so then now from that date forward, they're able to charge more rates, higher rates. So here's what's happening. And it's devastating. The ability to find carriers is extremely small, maybe 3 or 4 in the entire pool of carriers that are even willing to consider writing your homeowners. And this is just not in the Houston area anymore. This is in the entire state. The Houston area, it's almost impossible. But now it's becoming almost impossible in the entire state. So let's say you get a renewal and it's 60% more than what you were paying a year ago. You call up your independent agent and you say, or you call another agent, because your agent can only write with one company. They don't have another choice for you. They're a captive agent, not an independent agent that can write for many carriers. And they call you up and they say, well, I'm not going to accept this rate. I need you to shop my rates. The ability to find anything for you is drastically less than it was 2 weeks ago. I just went through this myself for my own home. And there are no other carriers. And I actually got a renewal. People are actually not getting renewals. So carriers are actually sending non-renewal notices out. Because like these two carriers that left today, they don't want any new business. They don't want the business at all. They only want to maintain what is on the books, and of that what is on the books, it has to be pristine business. Meaning new roofs, no damages, no debris around your house, in a very small risk area in the middle of nowhere with no wind, no hail, no hurricanes, no tornadoes, no nothing. And it is a really scary situation because you're either going to accept the renewal if you get it. And that is a big if. I'm seeing it every single day where people are getting non-renewed. And that means the carrier just is not offering you a renewal. So then they call me, and then I go to try to find something, and I can't, find anything competitive, if I find anything at all. And if I do find anything at all, the deductibles are much higher. If you don't have a roof that's less than 5 years old, in the state of Texas, you're going to be paying a 3% deductible more than likely for wind and hail. That's where we are. If you can find it. If you can find it is the key there. 3% means 3% of whatever you insure your home for. So if you have $100,000 on your house, 3% of that's going to be $3,000. And that's going to be your deductible if you can find it. So the message here is, if you get a renewal, I wouldn't even bat an eye. I would accept the renewal, because the likelihood of finding something else is drastically less than it was 2 weeks ago, because so many carriers have left the marketplace. We are going to be just like New York and just like Florida, where the carriers completely leave the state, and so then the state has to set up a pool, and the state can charge you whatever the state wants to charge you. And that's where we're going to be. We are now the third most expensive state in the United States for homeowners insurance, which means the entire package of your insurance is now the third most expensive state in the United States for our insurance needs, only behind New York and Florida. So I encourage you to really look at your renewal, and just don't immediately jump to the conclusion that you've got to go find something else, because the likelihood that you're going to find it is very, very small. Very, very small. If you have to take a higher deductible to help offset your premium, or if you got to make some other changes to offset your premium, I would encourage you to do that before I would tell you to try to find another carrier, because the carrier will inspect your house, and if there's even the slightest thing wrong, you're going to fail the inspection, and then you're going to find yourself with a cancellation notice 20 some days later, and you're going to have to start the whole thing over again, and now you may not even find it, because we don't know what's going to happen 2 days from now, let alone 30 days from now. It is that bad a situation. So if you get a renewal, please call your agent, see if there's anything you can do to offset some of the increase, because I haven't seen one home policy all year that has gone down. And work with your agent, see if there's some way that you can control some of the premium, offset some of the rate increase, get alarms. If you don't have an alarm system, put one in. Get all of the bells and whistles that you can possibly get using an iPhone. There are so many now that are called green discounts, that those different features will give you discounts on your homeowners. And I hate to say this, but bundling your auto and your home anymore is probably not going to save you any money, because the carriers that were doing that are not offering the kind of discounts that they were. I really hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I do feel that it is very important to keep my community aware of what is going on. It is the worst insurance market I have ever seen, and I've been doing this for over 43 years. And I'm trying to get everybody to really think about their processes and not just jump to the conclusion that they have to find something else, because you really could find yourself in a pickle and not be able to find it at all. And then you'll have to insure your entire house, or if you have a mortgage, the mortgage will buy the insurance, and it's going to be even more expensive than the renewal that you just declined. Sorry for the bad news, guys. This is Carrie from KDS Insurance Services. Many blessings on this Thursday evening.